Fam, what's going on? Kyle Henderson, Bama football on YouTube at another undisclosed location. Let's see where you guys can try to figure out where I'm at right now. Coming to you from a beach, feeling good. I'm on vacation, but still talking about the Alabama Crimson Tide Recruiting BBQ. A good place that I wanted to start out with is who is not coming, okay? So everybody's excited about the prospects coming town for Alabama's big recruiting weekend now that the dead period is over. But let's talk about some players that won't be here first, just to kind of set the stage. So we got Khalil Lockett, ultra-talented wide receiver out of the state of Texas. He will not be here this weekend. Now, Alabama certainly needs another wide receiver. Look, some guys can't come for different reasons, so I wouldn't read into if they're not here, even if they're committed. We're going to talk about a couple guys. Like, don't read too much into it. Just might mean they have something else planned, maybe with their family. They might be on vacation. So we'll talk a little bit about, that going forward. The number one player in the class of 2026. Now, a lot of people were talking yesterday that he was going to be in Alabama, and that is Fajon Brandon, who's a big-time talent. Now, he is not going to be here in Tuscaloosa. It looks like he's going to be in Tennessee, and I think he is committing on August 3rd. So we'll keep you posted on that as news happens. Look, I know you have all your recruiting sites out there, whether it's 247, Bama Online, Rivals, whatever it is. They do a great job, so definitely continue to keep up with the info as it comes in right here on Bama Football on YouTube or your recruiting sites, wherever you get your news. I appreciate you guys being here. All right, one guy that I'm interested that is not here, considering he is in Alabama, is Turbo Rogers. We've talked about this name a couple times. He's an in-state running back, was at IMG, now he's at Carver in Montgomery. Clearly, I don't know what's going on, especially after a guy like Steve Whitfong, who knows every single thing in the recruiting world, said that he could be on Flip Watch down the road. I haven't heard anything else to indicate that he would be a flip. Seems kind of quiet, not sure why he's not at the recruiting barbecue. And as you know, you're certainly excited to hear that AK Deer out of Mississippi will be in Tuscaloosa. So look, I haven't heard anything regarding Turbo Rogers on why to be concerned that he's not here for the barbecue or why things have been quiet. Look, the guy has been quiet relatively his recruiting process, and I haven't really heard him do too many interviews. He stayed committed to Alabama after Coach Saban retired. There's a lot of prospects that didn't. He was one of them. So I wouldn't worry unless you really start to hear things on Turbo Rogers. Just thought it was interesting kind of looking at my notes as who is coming that Turbo Rogers isn't listed. Again, things can change at any point in time. It's only Friday. All right, now who is in town? I think it's headlined by your quarterback, Keelan Russell. And Keelan Russell, as I've spoken about many times, he sets the stage for the class of 2025. For a variety of reasons. Number one, we all know that he's a five-star quarterback. He's the best quarterback in the class of 2025. Your quarterback is your leader. Sets the tone for the entire class, and with him jumping on board in June, Alabama hasn't lost momentum at all. So really excited about him coming here and helping foster this class of 2025. I think what's going to happen, and I've said this many times, you get a guy like Keelan Russell, and you got Ty Haywood, Dejon Lee, Caleb Cunningham, right? Caleb Cunningham, probably the most importantly, being from Mississippi, they can get around a guy like AK Deer and say, look, man, this is the vision. You've heard of the talk, but like, this is what is physically happening here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. If you want to be a part of something bigger than yourself, if you want to continue to help elevate the craft of Alabama football, this is the place. And I think compounded onto that, I'm talking about AK Deer now, is Robert Gillespie. I've said this in many of my videos, whether he was at North Carolina, at Tennessee, and the great job that he's done at the University of Alabama. He has developed running backs to get them ready for the NFL based on their own capacity, right? You look at what he did with Jahmyr Gibbs, and a lot of that was, God-given talent, but you look at how he molded a guy like Jace McClellan. Look what he did with Roydell Williams in a short time. I know Roydell's over at Florida State, but you get my point. He's a guy that can continue to develop running backs at that position. So Keelan Russell's going to be here. Ty Haywood, that was such a great addition to the offensive line, not because he's a five-star, because I think it continues to set the tone for what Coach Kapilovic is going to do here at the University of Alabama as a offensive line coach, right? Whether it's Micah DeBose, Mal Waldrop, Jackson Lloyd, Michael Carroll, who's now a five-star, and by the way, he's going to the IMG Academy. That offensive line, probably the best offensive line unit in the class of 2025 in the entire country. For Coach Kapilovic to come in a short time and build that offensive unit says a lot. But Ty Haywood coming in, I think will continue to help sell the class of 2025. You got Dejon Lee and Chuck McDonald. a duo in the secondary that is coming in from California, probably on the same flight together. You saw Coach Mo Lindquist smoking a cigar with Chuck McDonald's pops. These corners, Chuck McDonald and Dejoun Lee, that was vital to get. Remember, let's rewind back in June when we couldn't wait for Dejoun Lee to announce where he was going to go. And then we got Chuck McDonald. People were super hyped up about him. But Dejoun Lee coming in, man, the wide, rangy type corner, I cannot wait to see that young man get to Tuscaloosa. You have Derek Smith. Now, Derek Smith will be going to Big Cat Weekend. I think it's probably today, Friday, right? And then after that, he will be coming to Tuscaloosa. What I like about this is he's going to Auburn first. So he's going to go to Auburn. He's currently committed to Alabama, being recruited as a safety. Thanks to you guys. Look, I know you guys help me out on so many things, which I always read through the comment box. So thank you so much. But he goes to Big Cat Weekend, gets to see what Auburn has to offer. Look, he's an in-state guy. Go visit with people. Go see different things. But then come back to Alabama, and I bet you what he's going to see from the guys that are here from the Recruiting BBQ is they're going to be able to continue to sell him on, be a part of this class of 2025. So I like the fact that Auburn's getting a crack at him, followed by Alabama in this cold summer. I'm really excited about it. Two guys that we're watching in the class of 2026, Jackson Cantwell, a big-time prospect in the class of 2026, and then Anthony Jones out of Mobile. Now, we've talked about this plenty of times, that talent in LA is absolutely phenomenal. The high school talent is just beaming. Anthony Jones, big-time prospect out of the class of 2026 on the defensive side of the ball. Other news that I wanted to hit on quickly today, you got Jalen Milroe, who was just up in New York. He was at CBS Morning. He was on NFL First Take, making the rounds. And what I love about this is he exemplifies great leadership. You get to see the type of player that he is on a national stage. We know him. We know Jalen. We know the smile. We know how articulate he is, how good of a leader he is. But what it does for Alabama, not only for the football team, but for the university, right? Like, I mean, it does so much. It carries so much weight when you have somebody like that being an ambassador of your program. Love Jalen Milroe and everything that he's doing for Alabama football, and especially how he carries himself just as a man. The guy's done a lot of maturation, and I'm really happy for him, to be honest, man, because so many people have been hating on the young man, which is absolutely wrong. Just wait to see what he's going to do this coming season. Can't wait to see more of Jalen Milroe. Josiah Sharma, he flipped from Oregon to Texas. Look, people are going to flip. High-level prospects are going to commit. I don't know why, could you be chasing the bag? Could it be something else? It's a notable flip that everybody was talking about. This is the world of flips, and we still are not even into flip season just yet. Big Ten Media Day that is taking place. Dan Lanning, he's throwing some punches, right? He has a lot of confidence out in Oregon. Oregon now joining the Big Ten. USC joining the Big Ten. Same thing with UCLA. There's a lot of storylines to talk about. Dan Lanning has a lot of confidence, okay? He's always been that way, but I think he has even more confidence now coming into the Big Ten. He said that they're going to take that big duck everywhere. Look, I get it. I like the fiery, competitive spirit of Dan Lanning, but look, the Big Ten is going to be tough, and I think they're going to be ultra challenging as well. Love their quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, but you haven't won anything, okay? You haven't won anything. And by the way, the coach of Alabama is 2-0 against you. He's also 2-0 against Sark. Important to remember that. Also in the news, Georgia wide receiver Rawar Thomas arrested. I don't know all the facts. I just kind of saw it swing through my feed. Is there a culture problem at Georgia? You look at, and look, prospects get into trouble, right? You've seen the speeding. You've seen this. I don't know, what is it, over 20 guys that were speeding at Georgia, and Kirby Smart has still been trying to coach them up to not do that. Then you have an instance like this. Look, you can point to fingers at different places. It seems like Georgia certainly in the news in regards to that. And I wonder, is it a culture problem? You need to be able to check that, because coaching is mentorship, as we talk about. These guys are under 25 years old. They need guidance. Not sure what's going on over there, but not good news in terms of what I read from Rawar Thomas. Hopefully, they can get some mentorship and rectify those types of issues. But I just saw that, cruise across my news feed. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube, fam. I really appreciate you guys allowing me to be a content creator, letting my hair down here on vacation at an undisclosed location. Look, so can you figure this out? Have you been here before, right? Have you been to this specific spot before? I'll continue to point a couple more clues. People are like, where you at, Kyle? I'm like, oh, I'm having vacation just like the rest of you guys. So, you know, excited to be on vacation. I hadn't taken a vacation in a while. Letting my hair down, having fun with it. I love you guys so much. As news happens, I'll get you posted right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Sincerely, sincerely, sincerely appreciate you guys supporting me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. See you guys.